The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
You found it, the last bastion of great talk radio, because Steve is here from The Local Show. This was Steve's big, bright idea.
Well, I knew I had a talented Tom. I know you could. We could do an audio thing, and I knew that we wanted to talk to businesses, and I needed to get you out more because you drive Kelly crazy. So I invited you to pull this thing together. And 5 years. 5 years.
It's been 5 years. Speaking of bright ideas, how about that billboard you got too? The Steve billboard over on 690.
The Steve billboard, yes, that's what you call it. It's very popular, right?
Very bright.
Folks traveling 690 East before Teal, you see a big board there, and occasionally you'll see Tom and Steve in The Local Show. But there's several other local companies putting their face on there. A couple 100,000 views a week just on one cycle there. It's a popular road. And if it slows down with traffic, I don't know if that make it more or less.
I don't know.
More consolidated with the traffic jams.
And it hasn't caused an accident yet. And
Not
I'm very
that I'm
happy
aware
for
of.
that.
And I didn't, not yet.
There you go.
Not yet.
All right. Well, we have a new guest to the show. John Wozniczka III is the president of JPW Structural Contracting. How you doing there, John?
Doing very well. Thank you for having me today. I appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you, man. Wozniczka, big name. Give us the skinny on your businesses and everything and what you guys do as a family.
Yeah, so we're in our third generation of our family business here in Syracuse. Started out back in 1953 with my grandfather starting the business. He traveled around building stone quarries all over the Northeast for 20 years, and then he wanted to settle down and be closer to home, so he started a fabrication shop right down the street from the Carousel Mall.
Good golly.
My father graduated from college, ran my grandfather's fabrication shop for 4 or 5 years. Then he enjoyed the field work and the rigging and working in the industry, operating cranes and that type of work. Mm-hmm. So he started JPW Riggers and Erectors while my grandfather still ran his business. And they were located right next to each other on Van Antwerp.
Gotcha.
Just down the street from the Carousel. So my brother and I, Jody, my brother and I graduated from college the same time. And my brother runs the steel erection crews and the daily crane work that we supply to customers. And I run the steel fabrication shop. So some of the projects we've worked on in the area is phase 2 of the Syracuse University Dome.
Oh, wow.
We helped put the roof on the dome recently. Right now we're fabricating steel for the Buffalo Bills Stadium right here in Syracuse.
Oh my gosh.
We're doing some of the largest beams for the stadium. We just finished one that weighed over 40,000 pounds.
Poof.
We were doing all the painting for those beams as well. Then we truck the beams out to the site.
Do you ever find yourself accidentally watching a video of a crane like falling?
Steve and his fail videos.
I do see those, but I try to avoid them.
Oh my gosh, I see it, and it would give me. I think, Tom, I would love to run a crane.
Oh, I would love to not have you ever run a crane.
You're welcome. Come on down.
No, don't say that. You don't know what to
let's do
do.
Yeah, anytime.
The guy's built like a crane. That's something. Have you heard anything about the aquarium? Will you be working on that at all?
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. We haven't seen any drawings yet, but as soon as they come out, we'll be bidding on that project.
Gotcha. Yeah.
We'll be one of the fabricator and erector teams that bid on it, I'm sure.
So most of your projects are, what I'm hearing, are large scale and bid projects, like a lot of public contracts and colleges and stuff, or is it a mix?
Mostly private. We do some public work. Probably 80% of our work is in New York State and the Northeast, but we have worked all over the country. Another large project we were a part of was the JWST telescope for NASA. That was launched last year. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Wow.
But
no, we're not that cultured.
Why would they bring you in? Because that seems like it's a long way away.
That project was worked on by many countries. It was a $12 billion project for a telescope. The Hubble telescope orbits 300 miles from Earth, and you can access it and repair it. This telescope is 1 million miles from Earth. It was launched a little over a year ago. It's 3 times the size of the Hubble telescope, and it took almost a year for it to get to its destination.
Good golly.
And that was one of your signature projects.
Well, I wouldn't say that. What we did was our signature project. Yeah, but
yeah, that's what I mean.
We didn't send anything into space.
Right.
But what we did was we went from space center to space center, designing, fabricating, and installing test equipment.
I see.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, in general, what kind of things do you fabricate in your steel business?
We take care of people that are looking for one piece of steel.
Really?
Up to 5,000 tons of steel is our range.
So, like, it could be for a bridge.
We do bridge work. We're New York State DOT certified for bridges. We build plate girders and rolled beam bridges and support the DOT every day.
So the project in Syracuse, that's construction is going to go on between now and the next 35 years. That's good for you guys, right? Because you'll be potentially part of that?
Well, if they get to win the bid, right?
Well, there's constantly bids going on for that right now, and we've been doing work already supplying steel for it. But each phase has a different bid package. It's not just one large package.
So when I go by these construction sites and I see JPW on the equipment, they're renting you? Is that the way that works? I'm not understanding how it all works.
So the cranes and the equipment, that's one of our strengths. We own all our own equipment, so we don't have to rent cranes and other equipment and tractor trailers and man lifts. So that's how we provide emergency service and the best service for our customers.
So if somebody, a construction company, needs a crane, they call you and they rent your crane.
Exactly. So that's what my brother does. If you needed a crane tomorrow, you call him today and you tell him what you're lifting, and he'd send you a price right away and have a crane for you tomorrow.
Right. And then do you guys man the crane, or?
Yes. Okay. All our operators are union operators, and they're highly skilled people that operate these cranes.
So you don't let other people operate your equipment?
Right. So we can't bear rent to other people, unfortunately. We can only rent operated equipment based on our insurance.
Okay. Wow. So American steel, foreign steel, what's the deal with steel these days?
American steel, always. That's the best. We buy it, and there's no reason not to. Maybe 10 years ago or more, they were flooding the country with foreign steel.
I remember that.
But it's pretty much gone away, and you know, Nucor and SDI and these other steel mills in the country are more than capable of supplying high quality steel.
Close to us. That's not Pennsylvania necessarily, or wherever, right?
The big steel mills, there's one in Auburn. They do different shapes, each steel mill.
Okay.
But the large beams for like Buffalo Stadium, they're coming from other parts of the country. But typically Virginia, Arkansas, or out west, Ohio.
Okay.
So who gives you business then? Who name some of the places that give you business?
Locally, we do a lot of work with Hainer Hoyt companies. They're a great customer of ours. Pike Companies, Hubert Brewers, another great customer of ours. So a lot of the large GCs in the area.
No residential, right?
Chase.
Okay.
Yeah, we do quite a bit of residential.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. You'd be surprised. Some of these large homes on Skinny Atlas Lake and Jamesville, they might have 20, 30 tons of steel in them.
So you work for the people that kind of compete against each other. Is that tricky a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, even the people we compete with directly, sometimes they'll rent one of our services. They might need a crane. They might need something fabricated that's too big for them to do that we would.
Well, that's an intelligent way to do business. Some people build walls and they're, this is mine, and so that's a common sense way to do business.
My opinion is that day and age is over. The market's too small to be like that.
Good.
You're right.
So jpwcompanies.com. People can find out more about the company. And is that correct?
Yes.
And are you looking to hire anybody? If anybody's listening, anybody's looking?
We're hiring every day. I personally interview every person we hire with our human resources, and that's how we keep the ball rolling.
Okay, so if someone knows someone or is someone, they can find some info on that site, correct?
Yeah, they can apply through our website or call.
Would Steve qualify? He's got a steel plate in his head.
We have a job for him.
Okay, good.
that healed over, Tom. No one knows now.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, John Wozniczka III right there. And you have a great rest of the day, okay?
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. Steve, that's going to wrap things up.
About that time, Tom.
Yeah, it's about time to go fishing and boating and enjoying life. Okay. On behalf of Zoey Advertising, Tom and Steve, God bless you and your families. Make sure to take some time and relax and exercise today and every day. Do it with a friend or family member. It keeps the body and mind healthy. The local show is heard every Saturday morning from 11 to 1 and then again on Sunday morning from 7 to 9. Listen together with a friend. We find it's more fun that way. Until next week, get down to business and keep doing business locally. Tell your friends about the local show right here on 570 1270 WSYR 1069 FM, the iHeartRadio app, and on YouTube at Zoey Advertising.